Hi there, Pisces. Thanks so much for tuning in on Astrogirl, and we're looking at October 5 through October 11, and it's a trifecta for you, Pisces, with Venus, the goddess of love and relationships and harmony, Mars, the spark plug, passionate planet, and Jupiter, the planet of opportunity, all setting themselves up in Virgo, your one-on-one relationship zone and partnership zone. If you're single, it's the best time to mingle. And if you're in a relationship, it's a time to solidify it and make sure that it's the relationship that you want to be in and should be in, and that it's the best possible, relationship it can be, no matter what the circumstances. And you've got the planetary power to make sure of it. So you have to work on it as well. Relationships are a lot of work, especially, partnerships, love relationships, sexual relationships. As we've seen over the last couple of months, a lot of celebrity couples that have been married from anywhere from 21 months to 20 years have, split. And while, of course, the reasons are never known, one would assume, everything seemed fine, before, one would assume that they just came to the realization that, they'd spent a long time with each other. 20 years is a long time to be married in show business. And that they were not feeling it anymore, right? Venus was retrograde in Leo. And then Mercury's been retrograde in Libra. And it finally moves direct this weekend, which is going to be fantastic. So you're able to communicate, converse, put your thoughts into a succinct pattern so that people aren't going, what? What are you talking about? What? Saying what you mean, being direct. Mercury retrograde seems to fuzz the lines a little bit. And you'll be very happy to hear that Mercury is moving direct and we've got no more disturbances for the rest of the year. Now what is happening is that with Venus moving into Virgo, it's a much more practical energy. When Venus was in Leo, everyone was like trying to showboat and buy themselves fancy outfits or sexy outfits or buying their other half, showing off. It's a showy energy. Venus in Virgo is a much more earthy, crunchy, granola energy where, if you're with a Virgo or you're pursuing a Virgo, they'll say, let's go and have back rubs together versus a fancy dinner, They're much more practical and they're much more about health and well-being, and that's going to rub off on you. So if you feel like you need to go and have tests done or blood work done or check your thyroid, every year you're supposed to get a checkup, and every year people don't. And then they get sick and they're like, and the doctor says, well, did you have a checkup? And you have to say no, and you feel like an idiot. So, for people in the northern hemisphere, we're going into fall, so flu shots and all these things. People in the southern hemisphere, you're going into spring. You still get sick. You get the flu because of the change of season, and, you don't dress properly because you're not sure if it's going to be warm or cold, depending. And so it's really important. Virgo is the health and beauty and hard work and service to other sign. And that's where the vibration's going to be. And it's also a wonderful time for you to meet someone worth meeting. So as I said, Virgos are a great match, Scorpios are a great match, Taurus, Cancerians and Capricorns. I'm giving you a wide array of perfect matches. And if you're in a relationship, there's a lot of fixing to be done, but it can be done. You've got 6 weeks with Venus and Virgo, and that's wonderful. So have a great week, Pisces. Thanks so much for tuning in, and be kind to yourself. I'll speak to you next week.